Hello, good day to all of you. My name is Blair and welcome to another OS operating system. Today we're gonna talk about our first look into the Arch Linux base friendly OS, which is the StormOS 24.9 Vita, which is a lightweight distro, and it is using the FXCE desktop environment. Of course, let's try to look into the website first, and let's look for the website, which is StormOS Linux. So we could ask Leo, the AI of Brave browser. So as you can see, it has the information right here. So Leo is trying to tell us that the StormOS, which is right here on the bottom, right here, because Storm Linux is a little bit like abandoned type of Linux operating system, but the StormOS Linux, in the other hand, is a beginner-friendly distro based on Arch Linux and developed by the community, and it is a friendly Arch-based Linux operating system which is open for the beginners, which is from the old Linux of 2000. Of course, the StormOS Linux right here in the sourceforge.net. As you can see, it is a easy for newcomer or beginners from Windows and Mac to a Arch-based Linux. So it has the FXCE. So let's try to look for the samples right here, the screenshots. Yes, that is the screenshot. So that is their information. Of course, let's try to look for this one. Okay, so the website based on the sourceforge.net website, it is the hackman-linux.sourceforge.io or .net. Of course, the ISO file is right here. We're gonna take a look into the 24.9. This one, 24.9. It has already the new version, which is the 24.10, but I'll use the 24.9. You have all the information right here. So let's try to close this one, and let's go to our ISO file, which is StormOS Vita FXCE 24.9. Let's open that one. Of course, I'll give this memory or the random access memory of 8 gigabytes, and of course, instead of like the 20, I'll give it like 50 for the storage space, and let's create that one. Of course, I'll maximize the display so that you could see. As you can see, you have several options right here, but let's just go for the installation live boot session right here for the StormOS Vita Linux 24.9. Of course, let's click enter. So it runs into a minimal configuration requirement, so you could almost use this into any laptop, computers and desktop, or even servers probably. It is a lightweight, so it is very minimum. So this is the live boot, so we're gonna try to install at the same time so that we could test it. So we could okay, so we have the StormOS installer normal. Of course, let's click this one, click apply. You are now asked for your language. English American will be okay for me. Drivers, okay. It comes with the NVIDIA, Intel, AMD. Of course, I'm using the AMD right now. Software will be installed, the additional files right here. Your location, I'm here in Asia, in Thailand, but I want to change the numbers and date. Of course, let's look for English. English EN or EN? Yeah, EN USA. Okay, click that one. Proceed to next. Keyboard, it's okay, default. I want to completely erase this one. If you have some option, you could also do that for the swap, which is your virtual short-term memory or your virtual memory through your hard disk drive or your solid state drive, SSD, or your HDD. Okay, of course, don't forget to put your computer name. Of course, I'll stick with my RealBbe, and of course choose your password and then repeat it again. Check. If you will like to have the same password for your administration account, you could check this one. If you want to add your admin account password, you could uncheck this one, and then you could like put your another password. For me, I'm just okay because this is my personal computer. Proceed to next. Here is the summary. It will be on SDA, which is the solid state drive A. We don't say drive C right here because it is a bummer to use drive C as your first. Come on, this is a new computer already, like computer. We use SDA as this one. If you have partition, of course, it will be on SDA on P1 for partition 1, partition 2, P2, and so on. If you are using the NVMe, it will be named as NVMe right here instead of SDA. If you have another disk like disk B, it will be SDB, SDC for your drive C. If you have 3 drives, okay? But of course, I only have one, so I'll be using only one partition, and the system partition will be ext4. Okay, let's install this one. It will be a little bit longer, so let's wait for that one to complete our installation, which is a little bit like probably like 5 minutes. So let's fast forward and wait for it to finish 100% and reboot our system. Alright, so all done. So we could like restart our computer after we completely install the operating system in our virtual box. Of course, let's exit this one and restart. Of course, you have the installation already, so that is why we only have 2 options right here for the StormOS Linux and the advanced option for the StormOS Linux. And of course, let's click the StormOS Linux boot, and it is now officially starting up. Initial boot from our installation. And of course, we are now in our login, which we could like enter our super secret password with our right name. Of course, if you have some others right here, but of course, I'll just gonna log in into my account. As you can see, we have our display. It is not correct because this is the first time that we install this one, and it is the first time to have the boot let's go to our settings, go to our display, and go for our installation, which is the 1080, and let's keep it that way, and let's move this into a center. And of course we have our welcome page or welcome app. This will help you get started. To keep in mind that this app will be replaced after installation, post installation version. So you have the normal right here, normal installation. We have the website, the okay, let's close that one. The StormOS installer debug, and of course ReadMe. So this is StormOS version 22.03. Oh, are you sure? Okay. This is not okay. I think this is based on the system version 22.03. Okay, let's just check that one out later, our system, so that it will be clear. And of course, this StormOS is a Arch-based distro designed for brand new user of Linux moving from Windows or Mac. Okay, let's close this one. That is their welcome app. So let's go to our desktop user interface or your desktop UI. So it looks like Windows right here. It is absolutely like Windows, but it is a little bit like modern and cyber-ish. So we have the launch apps right here, or the launch pad, or the start menu. We also have the quick launch right here. On the other side, in the bottom right here, we have the notification area. We have the network, the Occupy. We have the Occupy update of 154 updates. We also have the volume control right here, plus the power, computer power, yes. Time and date, of course your notifications, and of course your log outs and blah 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 blah. Okay. This is the icons, of course, your shortcut keys, and the whole thing is the wallpaper. Let's try to look into the wallpaper appearance. Okay, let's right click the mouse and then go to the desktop settings. Of course, you have all the options of your desktop wallpaper right here. You can select whatever you want right here. You also have the options right here for your menu and of course your icons. Let me try to minimize this one. Okay, there it is. It's a little bit small. Let's go back to 44, make it 42. Okay, small change. And then let's move this one a little bit. We could add the home, file system, trash, and removable devices like your USB right here. But of course, let's just uncheck everything. Then close this one. So that is the desktop user interface, appearance, and the wallpaper. Now let's go to the apps. So you have the options for the all application uncategorized, and you have the categories right here, the accessories, the development, graphics, internet, your multimedia, office, your others, and of course your settings and your system. Let's try to look into the applications right here to add and install. Okay, there it is. Ooh, Pacman database is missing. Okay, restart, refresh. Okay, there it is. For example, we are looking for Audacity audio. So we have the information that we need to retrieve 1.2 gigabytes of update. Okay, let's try to update this first. Of course, don't forget to enter your super secret password. So let's wait a little bit as we finish downloading everything so that we could like install some apps. Okay, it's already done. We need to reopen our Octopi. Okay, so it's all in. So let's try to install a Audacity. So it is a audio recording and manipulation program, which is your pro editing. So let's right click install and then click OK and try to install. Yes, and click OK and enter your super secret password. It has the AI to install. It is a 10 dependency and it is command OK, finished. So that is the AI. Okay, that's how to install the application. Let's close that one and go to our Audacity, which is on the multimedia, and click this one. If it is open, yes, it opened, right. So let's just click that one and then you could like maximize, minimize, of course, close. Let's try to open our terminal. Let's see our system. Because this is a Arch base, so we need to use the terminal from time to time. Okay, so as you can see, this is my operating system, which is running in Arch base. So it is Arch base Linux, and it is a StormOS Vida, which is 24.9 version, and it is running in kernel 6.10.10 Arch. And of course, my CPU is AMD Ryzen 7 5700U, and the GPU is Red Hat because I'm using the virtual graphics card. And I have the 8 gigabytes of random access memory that was given right here on the virtual machine, and the swap is 5 gig, and my disk is 50. So let's like close this one. So remarks on this particular operating system: it is a little bit hard for the beginners, but if you are advanced already in the Windows and Mac, so it is easy for you to navigate this one. Of course, it will be awesome if you are switching from Windows or Mac to Linux, which is a Arch base, because you have full control. Of course, you have to have the advanced type of user, which is sometimes it is confusing because you're advanced, but at the same time you're advanced a little bit like from the other beginners. Of course, you have that option. So this is what I saying that this is for newcomer, but it is not for a beginner level. So it is a newcomer to Linux, which is a advanced user, like you know how to tweaks in your Windows and your Mac. So this is the thing. And at the same time, the installation process is a little bit like okay, it is easy, not too hard. The feels like it's a little bit like Windows. You have right here the start menu or the launchpad. You have the quick launch right here, even your notification right here. So it's a little bit like Windows, really. But of course, your experience will be a little bit like harder because you need to use the terminal. Yes, you need to use this one. And it is not a graphical user interface like the to Pi, which is your installation of your software or your apps. So it is not a graphics. You don't have any graphics right here. It's just only text, because this is a lightweight operating system based in Linux Arch. Of course, that is my remark, and my conclusion, it is okay, totally fine. It is absolutely understandable. And of course, how to shut down this computer? Of course, go right here on the bottom on the notification area. Of course, you have the options right here. You have the log out, restart, and at the same time the shutdown, suspend, hibernate, and hybrid sleep, and your switch user. If you have some kids, you have the option to have the kids account aside from your account. And of course, if you have some other, like you have guest, so you could like use that one. So of course, how to shut down, just click shutdown right here. Before I shut down, I would like to say, if you have some question, feel free to ask me. Write it in the comments down below. And of course, do hang on for another OS next time, operating system, in the next episode next week, right here in my channel. And of course, I'm available in Rumble, Odyssey, and of course in YouTube. And of course, it is also promoted right there in Facebook. Just look for RialbbeTV channel, okay? Or RialbbeTV. Bye for now and see you in the next episode. This is Blair, your science, computer, and math teacher. Let's click shutdown. Ciao.